We are live. We are live. And I am your leader, Rasco. I'm not your leader, but hey, I'm Rasco. And we have got a special guest on tonight's show. Yes, it's not just Disco. It's not just me. But we got Lord Brewing Co. on the show. That's right. And we're very excited. And we've got some of their beer. And we're going to drink it. And it's going to be an interesting one. Oh, Disco's here. Oh, hey, he's on time. Hey, Disco. I'll send you an invite as well. You can come join me. Okay, here we go. So it's the excitement. The excitement. Yeah.
Yes. How are we doing, sir? Live again on a Saturday night.
Indeed. I just had to turn the volume down. I'm using new headphones, different headphones. And yeah, oof, that was a bit loud. Oof, but yes, we're live on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so you've gone for the American cool look. Is that relevant to tonight?
It's just because, I am Rasco, the king of cool in the beer world.
I didn't even think about tonight. I should have done, really. I didn't even put a special T-shirt on. I was going to, and then I just got all a little bit flappy and flustered. But anyway, how the devil are you, sir?
Well, I'm relatively well, mate. I'm happy. I've got my beers. You're the man lining up all the beers tonight. I was just telling the audience we have a guest on the show. Do you want to say who it is?
Yes. It's the main man, John, from Lord's Brewing Company up in Huddersfield in Yorkshire. Up north, yeah. I've had quite a lot of beers, as you probably know, from Yorkshire area over the last year during lockdown. It's been one of the main areas of the country that I've got beers in from.
Yep.
I did get a box from them earlier on this year.
Yes.
John had popped up on the show last week and we said, do you want to come on? And he went, yeah, why not? So hopefully he'll be along shortly and we can dive into some of the beers, because we popped into their web shop and got a selection of their beers. And you can see behind you.
Yes. Yeah, you sent me a message saying what we were going to do. Okay. Is there any other business you want to talk about? I've got no other shout-outs other than Time for a Brew podcast did their first Instagram interview with a brewery this evening.
I was watching that this evening, with Hops and Dots Brewery, again up in Northumberland, which is another area of the country I've got quite a lot of beers in from over lockdown, certainly in your early period. Hops and Dots is another brewery I've got to apologise for. I've had some of their beers in the basket and not quite pulled the trigger on there. They've got a very lovely sounding coffee stout that I really want to try. They've got a Kvik ale. If you want to buy a speedboat, and every time I've gone on their website, they haven't quite had all of the ones that I want in, and I haven't quite pulled the trigger. And then the next time I went on, to start off with, they didn't actually have a web shop. It was only local, and then by the time they got a web shop, I couldn't get an order in. And then they've gone and put a bottle shop on their web shop as well. So they've got a load of guest breweries in, like a lot of Northumberland beers, a lot of beers from Yorkshire. So now every time I go on there, I could end up spending a lot of money, but not enough of the ones from theirs, and I haven't pulled the trigger. But yeah, I was watching Adam interview them this evening. Again, entertaining interview.
Yeah, very good. He's a very laid-back interviewer, I find. I've noticed that in his podcasting style as well. He just gets everything out of people just by casual questions and just his enthusiasm and general love for beer. He's not a stage act of people wearing sunglasses in their living room or anything like that. Yeah.
No, I think that comes from his broadcasting background. He's saying about the radio show he does now on a Saturday for York radio station, to be fair. So he's got a lot of broadcasting experience. I can't see any comments coming out. It's just turned up there now.
Yes.
John.
Well, John has arrived. I will invite John on, providing Instagram allows me to do that. I bet it's going to break down requests. Hey, invite. I'm inviting John, and I bet this is the point where it all breaks down. Here we go. Here we go.
Time, Rasco. So,
fingers crossed. Here we go. Waiting for. Oh, hey!
John, I'm afraid we don't have a big fanfare on the show. We just whack you up on screen and say hello.
It's all good. It's all good. How you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for coming to see us.
No, that's all right. So, my camera. I've never done this on my phone before.
So this is a first for you. Like the last two shows we've done, the guests we've had on haven't been on Instagram before in this way. So it's a first for you as well.
It is. I've never done a live on Instagram like this. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we hope it's a pleasant experience for you. we've been doing this for 41 shows now. So you're on episode 41.
41. Yep. That's pretty good going, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it kind of helps because we've got nothing else to do on a Saturday night for the past year.
We sort of started it like last year when it was like, people were starting to go back to pubs, and it was like, well, let's do like a late kind of show for when maybe people have come back from the pubs, they want to carry on, have a beer and stuff like that. So that's why we've ended up in the sort of 10:30 slot on a Saturday night, and like we sort of start drinking a little bit later. I know some people start drinking during the day and the afternoon, and it's all good, but that's why we've ended up in this kind of slot, and we sort of made it our own because we didn't see anybody else doing it.
Hey, there's nothing.
Hello.
So,
hello to everyone who's just joined. A load of people who just joined. Like Ken Beers and Blue Nose and Phil Smith, whoever that is. Sorry, don't know you, but hey. Look, what's the weather like where you're at, John?
So all we've had today is non-stop rain. It's just rain and then rain.
Same down here.
It rained again.
Wow.
So yeah. Been a bit of a pants day on the old weather front, but I'd had a few beers last night. I've got a bit of a cold, and I woke up feeling terrible this morning. So I'm not even on the beer tonight. I'm on water and paracetamol. Okay.
All right. Well, we are on the beer tonight, and I'm.
You go for it.
So. Disco, did you have a list of what you wanted to get through first?
Well, not really a list. I sort of obviously, because I actually had the box in I think it was January or February, so I tried a couple of the ones that came in a pack. So the Roy, the cranberry one, I've put to one side because I've had that one before. I know Rasco hasn't, and the Marmal, forgotten it now. Malamute, yeah. Put that one side. So what I've put up is the new ones, the Silver Spur, the Pale Ale, Super Pale Ale, the Mount Helix, the West Coast, and the Ban 1, the American Pale Ale. I'm thinking we start on the Ban 1, because that's the one I'm probably most excited about.
Okay.
What would you suggest, John?
Yeah, go for it. Go for Ban 1. It carries its ABV really well, so it won't
No, right. Obviously I've seen you talking about this on the lives on the YouTube, so you're probably going to get the same questions that you get quite a lot on those ones. But it's a great, again, it never comes across too well on Instagram because it's all back to front, but the pictures are there, and there's some great artwork on there. What's the background on that, John?
So growing up, my dad sort of let all sorts of films that he liked. One of them was Smokey and the Bandit. And I grew up on that kind of stuff. And I've always loved it. I've sat there with my kids and let them watch it. It's just a great film. There's loads of continuity errors, there's issues with it. But it's still brilliant. It's a great film. It's just a feel-good film.
It's a film, I think we're of roughly the same generation, give or take a few years either side. So it's a film I definitely remember, probably as a kid watching. My old man would show it to me. I don't think I've watched it for about 20 years, and I don't remember films at the best of time. So I know the concept, I know the film, but you're probably going to drop a load of references to me that I'll sort of start remembering and stuff like that. But it was definitely very chaotic, very chaotic, massively fast, and just very funny.
Well, this is it. It was just a great film, and I love all that kind of stuff. And I love cars. My background is cars.
Cool.
Basically, the whole car thing is about. So it's the first time I've ever really brought the cars into beer.
I've always, now we've got 3 screens. I have trouble seeing the thing scrolling through. So hello to Sarah Hardman joining us. I just see Phil Smith says, should he join us with a Mount Helix? I'm always going to say yes to more beer. So definitely, Phil, you're more than welcome to join us. Tell us what you think of the beer. But what do you think, Rasko? American Pale Ale?
I'll tell you what, it's a delight on the nose and on the lips, mate. It's got this lovely fruity tropical thing going on in both smell and taste. It's a real delight just on the first sip. I've got to say, I am a little bit surprised at how fruity and flavored it is. It's a West. No, it says West Yorkshire. I thought it was West American Pale Ale. Yeah, very, very enjoyable.
So we used a strain of Verdant's yeast for, and it was our brewer Mike that came up with this. It's much, I would say, it's a lot more than what we're used to doing. So our other beers are much more difficult. This one's a little bit more out there. But the only thing, if I could change one thing about it on this batch, I would have just upped the carbonation slightly.
I saw a lot of people saying that this week on the YouTube and stuff. I don't have. That's not the first thing I would have said about it. More carbonation. I think it's perfectly drinkable as it is. Yeah. But again, that shows difference in like opinions and what people think about carbonation.
Why do you say that, John? Because it's bizarrely I'm agreeing with Disco. It's perfectly drinkable as it is, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's there's nothing wrong with it. Just don't know, just could do with a touch, just a touch, not just a little tiny bit. I just saw one of our friends in the comment, Kaz Bouchard. She's over in France. Zavin Kaz. Hello. How you doing?
Oh no, sorry. Bonjour, I mean. Bonjour. No, bonjour. Apologies.
Del Boy, all a bit Del Boy.
Yeah, just a bit, man.
How are you doing? And Funketeer, how you getting on?
Oh, I saw your stream yesterday. Good to see. I tell you what I'm going to say, John, and I think it's only a compliment. That for me goes somewhere between Turning Point's Disco King and Thornbridge Jaipur.
Oh wow, I'll take that.
Yeah, just in terms of like the slight hoppiness, and obviously Disco King's an American Pale Ale as well. But it's somewhere between those two. So if you're happy with that.
It doesn't drink like a 6%er though, does it?
No.
I wouldn't even have noticed until you said that, to be fair, no.
No.
Yeah, there's some nice sweetness, a bit of jamminess going on.
A wild guess, I would have said that was about 4%, but no, 6% it is. But, big comment, Ellen.
Phil Smith says, I have one problem with Mount Helix. If I drink too much of it, I end up in the wrong house. Trust me.
Sorry about that, Phil.
That could possibly be an issue, but I don't think you can hold John to account for that one. That's entirely your issue.
I take no part in you burgling people's houses and the like.
No, I mean, I think even some of the amounts of beers I've drunk, I don't ever remember ending up in the wrong house, ever. I've always managed to get home somehow.
I'm saying nothing. I'm not saying anything at this point.
That sounds like a good story, John. We'll get onto that later after the third point.
I'm going to remain silent as well on that.
A few people are confused that this isn't YouTube. Yeah, this definitely isn't YouTube. John's appearing on our stream on Instagram. We have got a YouTube channel, but we started off on here mostly because it was easier, and we haven't quite generated over to YouTube. Like, we've done a couple of lives, and we started off just doing like reviews from pubs. Me and Rasco opposite ends of London, so we meet up in London, go to a pub, and do a little review afterwards, and then put the video up on YouTube. And then when lockdown come, we sort of got into beer reviewing, but we ended up doing the lives because it was kind of more fun, and like, you got to meet more people and chat about beers and stuff like that. But I think you found the same a little bit going into lockdown with getting onto YouTube, didn't you, John? You just went with YouTube.
We messed around with it previous to that, and it was just a bit of fun. We kind of toyed with the idea of maybe making some videos, and we had like 17 people subs, which most were our friends. And when lockdown came, I was just like, well, my biggest problem is no one knows who Lord's Brewing Company is. I think our beer stands up all right, but it's like, if no one knows who we are, we're never going to sell anything. Locally, a lot of the breweries around here, there's at least 10 that I can think of, and there's not a bad one between them. So I've got lots of competition. I'm not that well known, so I was like, right, it's got to be YouTube. So in 72 hours, we turned the website from being all trade stuff to being small pack. And then I just started. Me and Lydia started doing quizzes, and just started. It was a starting point, and then I just kept going with it, and rolling with it. Got lots of friends of lots of help of lots of now friends of YouTube who encouraged me, gave me some pointers, and told me what to do. And it's been really good for us. Really, really good. It's hard work. Yeah, I mean. STD podcast was on it a bit ago. Just see if I can throw his comments back. He says, YouTube ain't easy. It's really not. And it takes a lot out of you. You know, people don't realise you do the stream, and then after, even if you're not drinking, after you're like,
Well, I found it harder to do just straight videos, because then I always want to kind of edit it and perfect it, and then you've got to put like a piece up, like a thumbnail up and stuff like that, and it does end up being quite a lot of work but it's for something that we're meant to be enjoying, so it sort of does become a bit like a full-time like hobby kind of thing. Which is why I think we ended up on Instagram, because all we've got to do is rock up, crack some beers and chat a bit, you know?
No.
Yeah. We've still got a bit of work, like promoting it and letting people know about it. Handsome John is a phrase I get seen thrown at you quite a lot there, John. So, handsome.
I can't remember why I ended up being. It was Phil that started it, but they just started calling me Handsome John, and then it just and I thought, well. I put in the comments as a bit, you know, when you put your little name on the StreamYard.
Yeah.
So one day, because they kept calling me Handsome John, I thought, I'll just put it up. Put Handsome John, and then it's just stuck ever since.
I'll be honest, it's not the worst nickname or thing in the world, is it? To be fair, you know.
I'm quite happy to own that one.
It's a little. Sorry, Rascal, go on, mate.
Yeah, no, there's a comment from Kent Beer Reviews thanking John earlier on. The comments are moving fast and thick. It's a bit overwhelming on this. So he's thanking you for sending him the beer. And another one from the Kirby Beard. Can we get some info on the clock, John? What does that mean?
The clock behind him, yeah.
It's out of time because I've not put it to summertime.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's a repo, a reproduction. It's nothing special, but it's actually a digital clock as well. It's got storage and there's sort of old. But yeah, we bought it ages ago. But yeah, so this bit I never do it from here, so I thought I'd do it live feed
I
from
was
here.
going to say that I've seen you do about 5 different positions in like the YouTube lives. You've like got the office and you've got the bar bit kind of thing. It's like, yeah, this is another different view of you.
Yeah. So this is the front lounge. So when I'm in my red chair, that's in the next. It sounds really grand, but it's not. So this one's a little lounge that we try and keep the kids stuff.
Yeah.
This is where we'll come. It's got the comfy sofas. It's like a little more chilled.
It fits in with what we kind of do here. Like I say, I'm at the Disco Arms, which is not a pub. It's just a cabinet in the corner that I've now populated with beers, and you can't even see the cabinet anymore to look like a kind of corner of a cosy pub. And Masco's in his cosy little corner, and you're in a cosy little corner as well. So it kind of fits in with the theme. To be fair, it's done all right.
Yep.
Rascals, I love the grey in your background. Is that grey? Have you painted? That is grey, isn't it?
Glass. It's glass.
It is glass, yeah. But if you're referring to this, it's kind of it's heading grey. It was kind of, I don't know what it was beforehand. It was never meant to be the final set of paint. We just put it up, and then we were meant to put white over it. We said, "Oh, this looks good," and I've got to be honest, I hate it now. I want to get rid of it. I fucking hate it now.
I quite like it. I thought. I love that.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Hello, Kate Willoughby. Nice to see you. I think it's the first time you're on the show. And flipping, it just comments pouring through. I can't keep up.
Phil says, which one is Rasco? That one is Rasco. Rasco on my screen is at the top anyway, I assume, on your screen. And I am Disco. Again, much like the name Handsome John, I was given the name Disco about 22 years ago down the pub because I used to get, quite frankly, off my tits and dance like a lunatic. And somebody once went, I bounced in the pub once quite late. Obviously, I've been out for football or something, and my mate Roops went, "Oi, oi, it's Disco Dave in the ass." And somebody took it and just called me Disco Dave, and then it just become Disco. So it's 22. Again, it's not the worst nickname in the world. I can't really get rid of it.
Yeah, we got told Rasco and Disco sounds like a good name for a biscuit in the comments this evening. So there you go. I never heard that one before. Yeah.
Yeah, Rascal and Disco Biscuits. Yeah,
Disco Biscuits, yeah.
Mate, what?
Oh, it just suddenly screen went funny then.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I'm not sure if it's my internet or Rasco's internet, but Rasco obviously goes a bit wobbly.
You're fine to me, so keep talking. Nothing's happened on my end. Ooh.
That's all right. You often look much more handsome when you're pixelated, Rasco.
John, have you noticed grey paint and loads of Lord's Brewing beer in Rasco's background? You legend. Yeah, I love
that
it.
Is good.
Good man.
No worries. To be perfectly fair, John.
To be fair, this one's not hanging around in my glass.
John, I've got to confess, I've never had one of your beers ever before. You're quite a big presence in social media since the shit that's taken place of the this year. So thank you. Your first beer's great. Could you tell us a bit about your background, how you started? I know you probably said this story 100,000 times, but fill us in, mate. Please, educate me.
Yeah. So basically, it was my brother that was home brewing, and I knew John Broadbent, who owned the Golka, it was Golka Brewery, and he had one of the local pubs as well, and he was looking for a part-time brewer. And my brother-in-law does home brewing, and he'd love to learn. So he got a job doing part-time, and then John was trying to encourage him to move on and make his own brewery, and he didn't really want to do it. And he asked me and my other brother-in-law if we would do it. Yeah, that was it then. We started brewing at Golka Brewery. We got home, we brewed that, and then start our own spot. And then before you know, yeah, we were flying. So, in fact, we borrowed £30,000 from the small business fund, and we got it and got it in, and then realised we couldn't afford to plumb it in. So we ended up opening a tap room on a temporary licence, and the money from that paid to connect up the brewery.
Oh well, that's a genius bit of business then. In that case, have you still got the tap room at the brewery?
We've still got it, although we're so busy and we've got so much production on the go that actually it's very difficult to operate the tap room. So
Especially under current conditions, I imagine.
It's not. If you saw our premises, it's not. It's very antiquated, and it's not. It shares the same bit of access, so it makes. If we're going to operate the tap room, we have to shut production down. So yeah, so it's pretty good.
Phil Smith, you got some great comments coming through. I will come back to that one about the beard later on if you remind me later. But yeah, Phil says you're a bit blurry there, Rasco. Are you in a goldfish bowl, or have you just had too much Mount Helix? We haven't started on the Mount Helix yet. Should we do that one next, or should we do the Silver Spur?
Up to you.
Silver Spur. Silver Spur.
I'm fine with that. I will confess, John, and I say this on the stream probably most weeks, I'm not that great with really hoppy beers. And I have heard people say this week that Silver Spur, is that the hoppier one of the two?
Yes, for sure.
I will try them. I mean, like I said, I've just said about this being like Jaipur, and I think Jaipur is quite a hoppy beer, but oddly, I'm perfectly happy with Jaipur and also this. And I do find it a bit hoppy. But is Silver Spur going to be blow your mouth off hops?
Only one way to find out, mate.
Yeah,
true.
Well, I won't tell you. I'll let you try it because it's surprising for what it looks like. Put it that way.
Okay, well, this one I've really enjoyed actually. I do enjoy the pale ales, even the slightly hoppier pale ales. So really enjoyed this one.
All right. I'm getting a lot of complaints about my camera.
You are very wobbly. I don't know if it's your camera. I think it might just be your internet, mate.
Well, let's hope not, because I'm hosting the event.
Yes. Right, so Silver Spur next, yeah?
Yep.
Good. Oh, look at Rasco doing the proper beer tasting thing with getting the water in between.
Indeed.
I see it. I know that. I always forget. Cleanse the palate and all that.
Right, Silver Spur.
Yeah. A 4.6% super pale ale. There's a lot of comments about different beer types, but what's a super pale ale? I've not actually seen the word super on a pale ale before. Is that just a...
It's just more pale than a pale ale.
Well, let's find out.
You can either call it an old pale or a super pale, but it is very, very pale.
You're not wrong. It is. It comes out almost like translucent there. You can see through it on the pour. Obviously, much more yellow in the glass there.
Wow.
It's terribly washed glass. Dirty glass math will be after me for that one, but I can almost see you through it. So, yeah, it is very pale indeed.
Yeah, I can see you through it. Wow.
Cheers, Rasco.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There's nothing in the aroma suggesting massively hopped. It's more floral.
You wait.
Right. Do I have the autofocus on? No, I don't. At least I hope not.
Do you know what? I'm going to say pleasantly surprised because normally when I say about hoppy beers, I don't like that initial, like really citrusy, grapefruity first hit of hoppy beers. And that doesn't have an initial, it's a much later kind of hop. It's a much later kind of big hoppy flavour. Initially, it's quite pale and quite floral and quite smooth.
It's very, very bitter at the end. More bitter.
Yes.
This particular batch, it knows how many IBUs it is. It must be right up there. Why it ended up so bitter? I mean, the whole beer, Silver Spur itself, has a pretty odd but when you can something, what happens is it's got to be filtered because otherwise you can have exploding cans. In the process, quite often, some of the flavour out of the beer and can take some of the hop flavour out. So we upped the bittering hops so that because it is quite a beer normally, but we didn't want to lose that. Anyway, he didn't lose any of it. It's so bitter at the end. It's like, it lulls you in right at the end. It's like, rah! It's just, yeah.
Right, now, I've worked out what it is, John. What it is you've used, according to the can, Centennial and Cascade hops.
Yep.
Which is why I'm absolutely fine with it, because my hop nemesis is Citra. If it's got Citra in it, I find it too hoppy and too grapefruity, but this one is much more, I think, floral and much lighter on the hop, but a much later bitterness rather than that earthy, grapefruity hop characteristics of Citra. So,
yeah. Do you like it or do you not like it though? That's the question. And feel free if you don't like it. So.
Well, I always try and clarify it with the fact that I don't like really hoppy and bittery beers. So I even if I don't enjoy a particular style, I always say, well, I can see it's a good beer. I can see what's happened in it and how it goes. And I think that comes under this category. It's one I'm pleased to try because it's not got Citra in it, and it's, like I say, a much nicer hop flavour than I would normally say that I don't like. So yeah, I do enjoy it because it's not that big massive hit of hops at the start. Yeah,
this is the type of drink you'd take to a house party, mate, and you'd have like a whole load of just lined up. I'm really enjoying it, mate. If I gave awards for session beers, this could be winning it. You know, this is really enjoyable, mate. I'm going to look into getting a few more of these. This could be my new bath beer. I'd like to take a beer into the bath, and this might be it, mate.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I like a good beer in the bath. Oh, Sharky's in from California. How you doing?
Oh, g'day, hello. Good stuff, all the way from California. Probably no, I have not tried Buxton Citra for that very reason. There's lots of beers I just can't like pull the trigger on and stuff like that. Because there's so many pale ales and IPAs and dippers and stuff. I will try them, obviously, because I'm trying your beers, and not just because you're on the show. I'll try stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of beers I just won't even entertain. You know.
I'm just looking in the comments. Bill says to me, "You look terrible, John." Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
I think that's unfair. I think maybe it's just like slightly dark lighting. I don't know.
Just how it feels. You can't. Phil will get you every time.
The only thing I have a problem with, John, and this is the way my brain works, is when you lean back like that, the day rail behind you does look like a laser beam that goes in one ear and out the other.
It does, doesn't it? Like that.
So I just thought it was lighting, but then I realised it was a dado.
Oh. Yeah. So Silver Spur, I'll tell you how Silver Spur came about. So we were trying to make beer. We were making Saltersgate Race. And what happened was our brewers had been to a beer expo, spoke to some other brewers, and experimented with some new malt. The problem was, I got this phone call John, we've got a problem. I said, oh, what's that? The beer is really, really pale. I said, all right, okay, that's what I want. But it's really, really, really strong. So we need to change the recipe. And I was like, right, so what you're saying is you've made a completely different beer to the one that you started. And they were like, yeah. So it was really, really strong. So we had to, because at the time we didn't sell cans, it was straight to pubs. They won't take really really strong stuff. Most. So anyway, we ended up liquoring it back. We changed a few things. We dry hopped it, and it became our second best-selling beer. And it was just an accident. So we called it Frankenstein for ages because it was just like cobbled together at the last minute. It's really good.
I always start on something pale and then try and get darker, and I always end up on my favourites of porters and stouts. So it is something I'd try at the start of a session. I'd have that to begin with, and it has got those refreshing kind of notes at the start of a session. But as you're right, it has got that kind of hint of strength that is like, right, I'm in for one here.
You say it's your second most popular beer. What's your first?
Believe it or not, we do a blonde, Expedition Blonde. You can only get it in car, and we sell absolutely loads of it.
Oh, great! But oh no, carry on, mate. Carry on.
Yeah, we sell it under LWC, who's a big wholesaler. They buy it, make it for them as well, and they rebrand it for whatever they want to call it. So they buy big batches of it. So they just took delivery Friday of a full batch that they'd ordered, and then they've just ordered another 18. So yeah, just can't make it.
So what sort of national coverage do you think you get with that then? How far do your beers get in? Obviously, I know you got cans on national delivery, but in keg, if I walk up to a random pub in how far away from the brewery would I see it, do you reckon?
Well, the furthest we've seen it is Land's End. We've seen it being drunk down there.
Cool.
And the furthest north, I would say, is Ayrshire. So we saw a pub that managed to get some in Ayrshire. So we're kind of all over the place. We tend to use wholesalers to do our sort of national stuff and try and do it ourselves. And obviously, they make money out of doing that. And hopefully, I'm hoping that when we're fully back up to stock, I mean, I've sold out. I've hardly got any stock whatsoever. It's open. I sold out in 3 days.
Cool.
So,
nice.
Which is pretty much a good thing. I mean, I suppose you don't want to have no stock because you want to be able to sell the stock. But if you've sold all the stock, happy day, almost.
Yeah, so at the moment we're just like back-to-back brewing. All the tanks are full. As soon as one's coming out, there's another one being made. We've just got to get our stock level back up. We kegged a load of beer as well in the 30-litre kegs, poly kegs. So flying out now. So yeah, it's brilliant. I can't moan. I've got nothing to moan.
Well, that's good to hear because you hear about people struggling and breweries struggling over the last year, and it's good to hear that you're with the best one in the world doing okay, and hope it continues like that and get your beer. I'm hoping I wander into some random pub at some point because I used to before, like last year, travel about the country for football, so I'd wander into a random pub and just go, oh, cool, there's this beer on. So hopefully next year I'll wander into a random pub somewhere and see Lord's Brewing. I'm like, well, I'm having a pint of that.
That'd be awesome, yeah. Just share. If anybody ever does that and tags us in, we always share it.
Yeah.
We like drinking it, and if I've got time, I'll sometimes screenshot it and then make it into a story because it's always good. I think it's nice to support that pub that's bought it as well. I'm trying my hardest with social media to make it better. It's a hard slog, and Facebook. So I'm working on them, and Twitter. I am not I am terrible on Twitter. I can't spell, so it's no good.
Well, yeah, me and Masco have had discussions about that. It's not important that you need to spell, but some people notice, and it's not important. But it is.
I'm going to hold you to that. It's not important. I'm going to hold you to that next time we have the production meeting. Okay. Yeah,
I was literally quoting you. I was literally quoting you there, Rasco. I can edit you on Instagram. I just can't edit you on Twitter. So that's the problem. But it gets the message across. People understand that, I was going to say, like, if had all other things being equal, I know you're not, very sensibly, you're not that bothered about football, John, but had all other things being equal, I would have been in Huddersfield in January because my team drew Huddersfield in the FA Cup. And annoyingly for me, Huddersfield didn't get relegated this season. Otherwise, I would definitely have been up there next season. But I would have tried to get to the tap room, I think. Whereabouts are you in Huddersfield? Are you like in the town centre, the brewery or the tap room? Or
No.
Nowhere near. We're on a hill in the middle of nowhere. You've got to go down a cobbled road to get to us. We are really in the middle of nowhere. So we don't have any passing trade whatsoever. And it can be bleak up there weather-wise as well because we're so high up. We can see all of Huddersfield. In fact, where we are, on a clear day, you can see Gould Power Station, which is miles and miles away. So
wow.
Yeah, that's how high up we are. But I think at some point we're going to move. There are some thoughts about doing something with a bar in town. I really was keen before lockdown to take a bar on or a pub, have something in a town. But lockdown kind of just don't think a wise decision. Think right.
But presumably your beers, you deliver to pubs in town, in Huddersfield, you can find your beers on in certain pubs there.
Yeah, I need to get back to profit first, get back on top, and doing something. I'd like to do something in Leeds. That's where I really want to do something. Sure,
yeah, it's not too far away. Phil Smith asked me what team I support. It sounds like he's had a bad day at football, but again, I know you're not fussed, but I'm a Plymouth Argyle fan. Rasco doesn't know anything about football because he's a QPR fan.
we won today. Sir Charlie Austin has done us miracles, and quite frankly, we've had the best season we've had in about 6 years.
Rasco, John's bored now. Johnny's now bored. Don't worry about it.
Oh, all right. I just don't know anything about it. Crummy Beard, Tom from Crummy Beard Reviews. Yeah. He's a petrol head. So me and him got started on cars yesterday.
I did. I was. Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, and Paul was sat there twiddling his thumbs. I was like, "See, Paul, football. I don't know what you're talking about."
No, you're right. I was watching that, and I understood all of the words, but not necessarily much of the sentiment. But it's great that everybody's got that kind of enthusiasm. Like, I wouldn't know anything about underneath the bonnet of a car, and I know how to drive. Everybody thinks they're the best driver in the world. It happens that I am the best driver in the world, but I know nothing under the bonnet. Actually, talking about that, John, my local brewery put a thing out. I don't know if it was a mock-up or they'd actually sponsored like a racing car. I'm not sure what series it was, but would you ever go down that route, like sponsor like a kind of, I don't know, touring car or some kind of race car? Is that something that, because you love motors like that?
Any excuse. I'd be like, yeah, I'm in.
Which obviously brings us back to the band one about, love of cars and racing and stuff. But I have an interest in that superficially. What's your ultimate car? What's your ultimate driving car like?
Oh, ultimate driving car. I've driven a lot of nice stuff. I think one of my favourite cars that I've driven, and it's a bit off sort of, but I really enjoyed the Morgan Aero 8. I got to drive one of them, and I
Wow.
thought it was a fabulous experience. Not a perfect car by any stretch of the imagination, but coming sideways off a roundabout in one of them, you're sat on the back, over the back, and you've got all that bonnet ahead of you, and it's just an incredible experience.
Which
And
brings us neatly on, and I know you told this story last night, but you're telling last night the story about the new beer, First Date.
yes, yeah, with the
I love
Porsche
that
9.
story.
Yeah, so that's a Kolsch. We only actually brewed it because we had some ingredients left over, and we had time on our hands, so we were like, well, why don't we make a Kolsch? Because it's got time to lager, so let's do it. So we made it, but I had this old clapped out Porsche 944, and it's how I could go on a date with him was driven a car. So I said, if you drive, why don't you come? I'll teach you how to drive, and you can drive the Porsche, and then you can say the first drove was a Porsche. So agreed, revved the knackers off it so much the radiator hose burst, and went up in a cloud of steam, and that was it. That was the end of that car. I had to get rescued by this old BMW that I had. So the first car was a Porsche, second car she drove was a BMW, and then the car I had for work was a C180 Mercedes coupe compressor. So and then she drove that as well. She did all the top German brands quite quickly. But now I don't have any nice fancy cars. I've got a van and a Volvo. That's it.
Wow. And this is your now wife, right?
Yeah. We've been married now. Yeah, we got married in 2008. There you go.
Wow.
Cool.
I always get the years wrong, and then she's like, rah, rah, rah. You said what? So,
But remember the Porsche.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a comment earlier about log jam. You got to send us some log jam. What's?
So we go to Saison. As me and Mike did it as a bit of a laugh, social media thing. So it was single malt hop, and voted what hop they wanted. They voted how we did it, and in the end, we used lumps of to do the wild fermentation. So you have these lumps of holly and birch, and then it's wild fermented in the tank, and what could only be described as somewhere between shoe polish and a fantastic beer. It is absolutely
It's a wide scope.
it is wild.
Hello, Lucy, by the way. John, if you ever need some fabulous artwork done, look up Sad Body on Instagram. She can do some fabulous stuff, mate.
Hi, Lucy.
Please get in touch with her. Fantastic artist there.
She's done. Yeah. That one was one of the ones when I did the order the last order I did with when I got the 12 box in. But I did look at that one, and I don't mind a saison. Oddly, it's something I would. And the other one I didn't in the end because I got the 12 box. The other one was the Winter Ale. Looked quite a good beer.
Yeah, Winter Ale was sold loads of that. The first year we did it, it was good, but it was a little bit rash. That's the only way you can explain it. So what we did is we put it into 18 gallon casks and put it in our cold room and left it all year. We thought, well, we kind of thought that it would taste better once it had matured. And it's just that kind of beer. It's like it's got all the stuff that you've got in Christmas cake. It just jarred. So then we did it, and we were like, well, we might have to throw it away. We opened it up, and it was amazing.
That's good.
So
John, so you mentioned you do produce cask, and I'm very happy to hear you say that, mate. How much cask have you been producing for the end of lockdown? I mean, I'm hearing lots of rumours that cask are going through the roof, and I've heard Marmite's run out of yeast and shit like this, and the brewers have taken it all. And yeah. So have you been going through a cask boom in the past few weeks, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, anything cask. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I think at the moment we've maybe got in stock to put 30. Went back into stock on Wednesday, and we've only got 6.
Six. Oh, just ignore Disco's cat there.
sorry, yeah, cat is watching, as always.
That's fabulous to hear. How much cask do you produce generally? Is it are you primarily a keg producer or a cask producer?
We're cask forward. That's our number one thing. That's what we do the best. We have literally zero failure. We never ever never have complaints. We've had like the last 5 years. We've had like 2 or 3. I was really very careful about it. We do it the old school way of doing things. It works.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Disco, mate, you're making a lot of noise, man.
Sorry, I'm moving the cat, bloody cat as well. Yeah.
High tech production we've got here, Rasco Disco, man. High tech.
I know it's Stratford on the back of the thing, and it's a very wobbly cabinet, and it's all the cans on there, and I've got to sort it out.
Last week you kindly came on. Well, you in some sort of format. You were on the show, putting in comments about Brew London. You said it's more for trades. Oh, mate, I've never been to Brew London. What's it like? Tell me, and I might pop on.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know it's a good one. It's a premier sort of event, and it's very much trade driven. So you've got anybody and everybody. You've got the buyers from supermarkets. You've got pubco buyers. You've got people coming to try your beer. Media influencers. You've got all sorts.
Okay.
So a real mix.
So I think I got a bit confused last week. So you're talking about Brew London. Rasco, which one are you going to? You going Brew London?
I might go now.
Okay.
I'm going to London Craft Beer Festival for the first time ever because GBBF isn't happening. So, you know, I say this a few times. I do have a bee in my bonnet about the London Craft Beer Festival being on the same week as GBBF. So I've never made it. I'm GBF to the core, man. So that's why. But I'm looking forward to it. I hear really good things about it. I know people virtually who have been. Yeah. I've got a whole weekender ticket. So, yeah, I think it's less than 100 days until now. I better look that up. I wasn't counting days.
Brew London's in July, isn't it?
Yes. Brew London is in July.
Yeah. Phil Smith says, Rasco and Disco feel drunk. Again, you can't blame that on us. Nothing to do with us or John. That's entirely your affair. But thanks for looking in and joining us with the beer, sir. Good to see you. Can't blame us for being drunk. That's what Saturday nights are for.
Man.
So, are you lacking behind Disco, as usual?
Only because that gets hoppier and hoppier as it goes down the glass. That's insane. But a good kind of hop, I think, again, because there's no citra. But yeah, no, I did enjoy that. I love the colour. It is super pale. It's well described. But yeah, I am struggling a little bit on that.
Bring it down here. You'll be right. You'll be right.
In one, you Zulu warrior.
I'm not too sure about the next one. Are you going to Mount Helix next, Rasco?
Well, you don't have to. It's West Coast Pale Ale, so I'm a bit surprised you're saying go for it, mate. I'm surprised you're not going for it.
We often say this. We get accused of not going for pale ales, and I often not do West Coast, East Coast, or New England IPAs because I've just seen the word Citra on the can as well. Fuck it, let's do it. You've got to try these things. Do you know what I mean? You can't be a beer reviewer without trying shit.
You frequently say we're not beer reviewers, and we're just taking the piss. But
beer enthusiasts, Rasco. That's the term we always use.
Beer enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm always enthusiastic about drinking beer, whatever it is. But go on then, Rasco. Let's go Mount Helix, West Coast. I
was about to suggest you just go on the Bandon Car, mate. You know.
Well, it's either... Well, no, my fourth one is either going to be Bandon Car or I do have a can of Sunset Cocoa in, John. And I want to give that another go.
I reckon go for Mount Helix.
Right,
well,
there we go. Mount Helix.
Yeah.
Here we go. Is there actual Mount Helix, or is it something you made up?
It's a friend of ours who lives in San Diego. It's not far from where he lives. And a bit of a running joke because it's everything's bigger and better in America. So you think, oh, wow, it's going to be massive mountain, and it's a hill. It's just a hill. So,
what is your beer influence? Is it largely from the craft scene from America, or is there a British English tradition in there? Or?
I mean, we started super traditional. That's our roots. And then we like. Well, I certainly like a lot of American culture. But we've fallen into a trap of brewing what we enjoy drinking. And that's really it. I mean, we've never made a New England IPA, so I'm not a big fan of them. It's not really bothered. I had a really interesting one the other day where they
I just see Paul's in as well. I see Paul's beer reviews popping in.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Just get you slag. Paul's been to the pub then.
They replaced it with Golding's hops, and it was really good. So what's your opinion then on the Mount Helix, Raska?
Go on, Rasco.
Right. Well, aroma-wise, there's something there, but I can't really place it. It's a bit twiggy, a bit foresty kind of aroma, kind of freshness in that.
She's back.
If I was to drinking it, if I'm honest, it's kind of what I want Finkston's to be, and not what it is, if I'm honest. This is almost real ale territory, if I'm going to put it out there. I'm a little bit surprised, but pleasantly surprised. I'm enjoying it. This is the type of beer I used to dream of many years ago, until I found something you're not too keen on, New England IPA. But yeah, I've got to say, John, you've really impressed me actually with these beers. Simply because I didn't know what to expect, and You know, I looked at some of these and I thought, oh, pale ale, oof, I don't know about that. And super pale ale, that super pale ale is really a big shocker to how good it is. It is like going to be one of my bath beers. I'm going to go speak to my local tap bar and actually put them in contact with you. I did that with a brewery, Mad Yank, and actually I'm going to try and push them to get in touch with you, so you can come get some sales in Croydon. This is really pleasant. I'd actually wish I'd started it first. And it's 6%. No way is it 6%.
I think you're right, Rasco. That and probably also the Band 1 would go quite well down here that you're talking about.
Mm.
That's I can taste the Citra in it, John, but it's not. It's not wrapping my taste bud up in knots, which for me is a good thing. It's definitely Citra. It's got the grapefruit comes through a little bit late, I think.
Yeah, I think with Helix, it was always a real ale. We made it in cask first. We've been making it for years. We changed it for the can, so it's normally Helix is normally 5%.
Yeah.
So it's 5%. It's a lot lighter in colour at 5%, but to ramp up the whole build, get it to 6.
Is nice, and it's nice orangey kind of. Rasco hates it when I use the term marmalade-y, but it's got that kind of marmalade-y colour to it, and a little bit on the taste as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it can do. Some people, well, everybody's different, so everybody gets a different thing. So,
Pint size.
Pint size, tell us a joke. Pint size, tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. I always ask that when he comes up. Pint size, what are you doing next week, by the way? Do you want to be on the show? Let us know. It worked once.
Yeah, it worked last week.
I really like his production quality.
Actually,
He's got this energy about him as well. It's just like, I love it.
Exactly. It's one of the reasons I sort of I looked at my videos and went, I'm not going to get anywhere near that energy or knowledge or production or editing values, and I'll just watch.
It's kind of like he's almost telling the news. You know, he reminds me of him. Almost Drop the Dead Donkey when that used to be on. I'm going back.
It's quite secure.
Yeah.
I've lost all the messages going through now. You're going to have to keep up with the messages for me, but it's got a good mouthfeel, John. Very good mouthfeel. I like the smoothness of it and the jamminess and the flavour initially. It's probably a little too hoppy for me on the back end, but it's one I could start on and have a good starter of a session on. It's
just to say that
even if I don't like it, I always say it tastes like it's a well-produced, decent quality beer. Actually,
just to confirm, pint size. Ollie has said, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So, hey, this keeps working. You know? Hey, we'll message you later, mate.
Good old Ollie, he's a good guy, isn't he? He was the first person to ever review our beer on YouTube.
Wow.
Really? Oh, wow.
We sent him some beer, and we had a problem with the labels. We meant to come, and they never turned up. So we were like, oh, no, what do we do? So we literally printed up labels on our printer. And Ollie was like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Thinking it was stuck a label over another one, relabeled it. But it wasn't that, it's just our labels had never turned up. So
I do like the labels and the artwork. It's strong. It's got all the information on the front of the can, which I like. Who does your artwork for you?
So all the ones that look the same, and we're all done by a girl, Georgia, who was Georgia Sitting Design. She's gone and she now is a solo agent. And then the band one is done by a guy called Doug, who is in Toronto, Canada, who is called on Instagram is the Architect's Garage, and he does all sorts of pictures of cars, and he's a petrol head. It's just like me. So whenever we have a meeting, it always ends up us drinking beer and talking cars. So.
Superb. I do love a nice. We were talking about balance, but I love a nice balanced can. I love it when a can's got the brewery name, the beer name, the beer style, the percentage on it, all on the front. You can just see what it is, and you've even got the additional information down the bottom, which I think is really good. You see a lot of these cans, a lot of craft beers that are just, all about the artwork and a little bit of a logo, and I much prefer that just tells you what it is, no messing about, but also quite funky, little bit of artwork on it as well,
Well, the thing is, with band one, if you look, it doesn't even say the name of the beer on it. It says it on the side.
That's true, it is on the back, yeah. Sometimes I guess it's difficult to put everything on the front.
Well, what it was feedback from can shops and bottle shops. They said, they were like, this guy, and he's over in New York, and he was just super honest. He was just like, look, when people come in here, unless they know what they're looking for, they will buy the thing that they can read and they understand what it might be. So they'll be like American Pale Ale, peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like they had a milkshake peanut butter stout, and he said that was the best seller because it says it on the front of the tin, and people go, I know what that is, so I'll grab it. So what we did was, he said, in all honesty, no one cares what you call it. You can call it anything you like. You can call it, donkey drink or no one cares. Part of it that they don't know about is what's in it. What is it? What ABV? And that's it. And who's it made by? So we start moving the name of the beer to the side of the can. So even First Date, which is the next one, the Kolsch, First Date's on the side. You won't see it on the front. It tells you that it's a Kolsch style beer. It's made by us. And
I think that's from a consumer, that's from a customer point of view, and I agree to that to a point. From a beer reviewer point of view, I want to see everything because I want to put that on the photograph and I want to talk about it. And I often choose beers just on name alone, and I'll look at it and go, all right, if I really like the name and it's a NEPA, I might buy it anyway if I've got something I can talk about. So I don't know, it's like a 50-50 split, like on whoever looks at it in whichever way. I don't know. Rasco probably looks at it different.
Possibly. I just want to say hello to Hip Hops. He's from Chicago, I believe. I found out about him via Jaco Beer. Hello, sir. Glad that you're here. You compare beer to vinyl records, man. You are super cool. John, check this guy out. He's on YouTube, on Instagram. Check him out. He is ultra cool, man.
Ragging House and popping in.
Hip Hop, did you share one of our beers that we did before? Because we did Brock Berrigan, who's the chill hop. We did a beer with him called Cadillac Outlaw, and then we did beer as well. He's another chill hop artist.
He says big Lord Brewing fan. I also love the fact that I can see some of the comments, but there's a lot of conversation going on in the comments. Paul's beer reviews. Paul is just chatting to people in the comments, and that's brilliant. You're just having a great time in the chat. That's what this is about. It's like a little after hours, like late night lock-in kind of chat scenario. But
Hip Hop says no, but that's how I found out you and the handbook. Couldn't get it here. Well, fair enough.
Right. That's great. Again, a great segue, John, into where does your musical influences lie? Do you have any musical like?
I love music. I can't even cut time. I love music. And I don't care really where it comes from. as long as I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
One of the big things I got into was chill hop, and the reason was, at the time I was really, really stressed. So we'd adopted a little boy, and we already had 2 of our own. I started a new business, and it was a lot of stuff at once. It was just really, really stressful, and I just found myself. I've got tinnitus ever so slightly from being in the motor trade for years, and when I used to do radio, wearing a crash a lot, yeah, without wearing earphones, you can get tinnitus. So when I'm sat on my own, my ears ring. I've always got music, so I started listening to chill, and it just chilled me right out, just relaxed me, and it got me through that really tough time. That kind of just being able to crack a beer open, listen to some really laid-back music, barbecue, sitting in the sun. One of my favourite things we did, we went down to see Cannes in France, and we had VW Transporter, and we drove driving through summer, chill hot. It was superb.
Fair play.
It's not a genre I've heard of, but it's something I fancy looking out for. It's love a bit of chill out music. If it is that kind of relaxing and stuff like that, I'll be willing to checking that out. Phil earlier said about music, and he says I have a rock beard, and I'm not sure that's true. It's a bit ZZ Top, to be fair. That's not like my major beer influence. Although I do like a bit of rock and a bit of like kind of sort of anthemic, kind of bouncy kind of rock you can just bounce to and stuff like that. So, but I do like chill out as well. So.
The funny bit is, my wife, who's this redhead Yorkshire girl, you know, her favorite is like she's hip hop. She's like a proper gangster on this line. So, once we first started going out, I was playing some of my old tracks, and she was like, she knew all the words. I was like,
is that how you ended up in Yorkshire, or was you already in Yorkshire and you met her and stayed?
So I was married before. So my dad was from London, and he was half Irish. My mum was in Wakefield and was from Wakefield. But I grew up in the south, in Sussex. And then I moved up with my ex-wife, and basically we got a house up here. And then my dad got cancer, and my mum didn't want to look after my dad at the time. And he came with us, and then it was just too much strain on both of us. But basically, and I hold my hand up, I was a bit of an ass at the time. So she just couldn't cope, so she went, and then I was single for a long, long time. I ended up going to church. That was the thing that sorted me out. And I met Lydia many years later.
That's a hell of a story. Jeez. That's a lot of stress and moving about, and I'm worried. Fair play. But obviously it all worked out.
Yeah. Well, this is it. On that next beer, tells you the story about it. And this is the thing. I've encountered a lot of negativity in my life. I've had a lot. Some of it self-made, some of it not. And I really want the stuff that I put out to be positive. I was in a bad mood last night because I didn't feel well. And I feeling that once I had a few beers, I was like off the grumpy street. But you know, I try and put things out that's positive. I want it to be. I don't want to spend my time tearing other people down. So I've done that. Past, it's not nowhere. So to be helpful, I want it to be positive. So on the can on first date, it has a story of how we ended up, going on our date and whatnot, and how it didn't work out. The date was a total disaster, but yet everything did work out. And it says, if you stay calm, stay positive, everything will just work its way out in time. So I want it to be this some kind of lockdown. I want it to be nice. I want positivity.
100%. I agree with that. Absolutely, yeah. I will use that. I will use those words later, I think. But I just want to say hello to Thomas from Window Beer Reviews as well. Looking in, good to see you, sir. And I've seen a couple of others there I missed. Oh, Phil says, yeah, I have got Roy. It's in the beer stash. I'm not doing it tonight because I've already done it and I've already reviewed it. I'm leaving that one for later because I can't do 6 beers in one session, and we've already been on in like an hour and a quarter. So, look.
Disco, fix your camera. Disco, fix your camera. Disco, fix your camera.
Hats off. Kitty, go and sit over there. It'll be easy. It's just because she moved, and I'm trying to, and I kicked the bloody table. I should get a better camera stand, really, but we're only beer enthusiasts on Instagram.
John, I have. If this ever appears in cask in London, can you send me a message? I will be round there because this is excellent. But you're right. This has really got to be enjoyed on cask, mate. If it's anywhere in London or Brighton, because I live in South London, I can get down to Brighton quite easily. Just send me a message, mate. I will be down there like a shot because I'm really enjoying this. But it's not going to reach its full perfection of drink unless it's on cask.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderfully designed a cask beer.
Yeah, and it's gone down the wrong throat.
Anybody's got Roy, we have a Roy with Phil because Roy is great, and I actually really enjoyed Roy because I don't really like cranberries, but it was really good fruity kind of cranberry taste on it. But I'm going up the scale, so I'm going up towards the dark. So it's either Bandon Car or Sunset Cocoa next for me, Phil.
I'm going with the porter next. So
you go with Bandon Car?
Yeah.
Look at him in the comments.
That's Roy on the shelf.
Yeah, Rasco has Roy on the shelf. You got Roy on the shelf.
I've got Bandon Car and Marmite. I'm going to call
Roy
it Marmite.
I did have Roy behind me here somewhere, but the cat jumped up on the fucking sofa and her fat ass knocked it off. So it's Roy's behind me.
Can I just say one thing? Everyone's egging me on. Rasco is spelled with a K, not a C. R-A-K-O.
Rasco, we had that earlier. You're talking about spelling.
Yeah.
We had that conversation earlier.
R-A-S-K-O. R-A-S-K-O.
It is Rasco.
Spelled my own name wrong.
I'll stand up for you there, Rasco.
Yeah.
Phil Smith. It feels like one tonight. He's like, well, bossy.
Yeah, Bandon Car.
What on Sunday? I don't see why not.
John, are you likely to be down in any beer festivals in London in August? Yourself?
In August?
Are you going to be at London Beer Festival, London Craft, or Brew London? Are you physically going to be there, or is your beer going to be there?
I'm physically at Brew London.
Okay. Then I'm going down.
Yeah, we've got we're going to have cask. So I've ordered 3 cask handfuls and 3 keg lines. So not a lot, but enough. And a fridge to fill up with cans.
Cool. All right, I'll be down there. I might be in France the weekend beforehand and use my credit as to have another weekend off, but I'll be there, mate. Rascal, I'm sorry, mate. Don't worry. Rascal, Roy, do it.
He's got it. He's got the K in. He's got the K in. Well done, Phil. Let's go. Don't worry, mate. Fine. Give it a go. You drink faster than me anyway, so you have a little sly one in.
I'm not worried about you, you slow coach. I'm just thinking what I should do. Gotta go enjoy it tonight. Pop, man. Keep dropping those beats, brother. Keep dropping those beats. But yes, I think we should probably do one more beer and wrap up in the next 10 minutes.
Well, it's up to John. John, how long have we got you for? Are you? We've done an hour and 20 now, so we like to normally do an hour and a half or an hour, but it's up to the guests really. If you're happy to carry on chatting, so.
Yeah, you can go to an hour and a half. That's fine with me. That's good.
Yeah, cool.
I've got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
What?
So,
and you're still up now?
No, right. Okay, so something, and I talked about this briefly the other day. I've started doing cryptocurrency and stocks and shares.
Yeah.
It's a bit of fun, and it's like all my hobbies. I always end up getting carried away, and so Dogecoin. I bought some Dogecoin, and Elon Musk has tweeted about it. So the price has gone right up. So I was today, it rallied for a while, then the whales came in, sold it short, it went down, it's gone back up again. But Elon Musk Saturday Night Live show, and it works out 2 o'clock our time. So after it's been watched, I think up in value very quickly. So I want to be able to watch it live because I want to sell it. So I can make some money.
I can't argue with that. I mean, but if you got to be up at 2 o'clock, would you not just fancy just staying up? I mean, I would always just, I don't know, 2 hours sleep now.
Yeah, no, 2 hours. 2 hours. I'll get to sleep. I'll be out like a light. I'll wake up. I'll do it. I'll go back to sleep again.
Right. I'll be back in a second. Hang on. Keep talking. Nick, I'll be back in a second.
He's always the first one to go peanut bladder, but I won't be far behind him, to be fair.
Peanut bladder, mate.
He's still got us in his ears, so we can say whatever we like about him now, and he will hear it. So, John, what do you think of that twat Rasco, huh?
Oh, he's a good guy. I like him. He's all right.
I've known the dude best part of 30 years, so I can say what I like about him, really.
Wow. 30 years, that's a good friendship, that.
No, I don't even like the guy, to be honest. I can't stand the fella, but I just put up with him. Like, he buys me a drink now and again, and everything's groovy.
Phil Smith says, I looked into Dogecoin, but too many apps and websites. Yeah, so I use, and I'm not a financial anything, but I use crypto.com for my crypto, and then I use Hargreaves and Lansdowne.
How much? What sort of risk? What sort of risk are you on there, John? With that kind of thing, is it you put X amount in and you may get X amount back, or?
Well, it just depends on what the market's doing. Crypto is, I've got to go in with the mindset that you're going to lose everything because it's very easy to lose. On it. It's so volatile. It's just.
It's basically there's no such thing as an easy win. Basically, I guess you just have to. You have to.
No, I'm doing a little bit of crypto. I used to do a bit of forex, and hopefully going back into it the next couple of weeks. It's fascinating, crypto and forex. It is truly fascinating. It's what makes the world turn around. I'm convinced of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's fascinating. I like it because it's got nothing to do with anything else I do, and I haven't money in it or anything like this. It's complete escapism for me. That's the only reason to do it.
Fair play. You can do it.
I'm going to do this.
Which one? You're going to do the Roy, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I've requested Phil. So here we go. Go. Right, I need a hand. I need to swap.
So it's called. It's Hargreaves and Lansdowne.
Yep, Hargreaves Lansdowne.
Yeah.
Really influential in the political world, Hargreaves Lansdowne. But a very good platform to get investments in. I know because I've got my pension with them. But hey, enough about that.
There you go.
Ooh, beautiful colour. Beautiful. And this is the best pour of the evening for me. No, it's gone shit. It's gone shit. He spoke too soon. Oh, the aroma. Oh man, the raspberries are so fresh on that. Is there raspberry or peach or what? Very fresh, fruity smell then. Oh man, lovely amber colour. Low carbonation. All right, here we go. Mate. Very peachy. Very peachy. Very nice. That's a summer beer. It needs to be a better day than it has weather-wise to fully appreciate that. But that's good. Again, I'm looking at the colour and it just screams to me, needs to be on cask. Needs to be on cask. You're going to probably turn to me and say, no, that's one of our keg ones now, but hey.
No, we've had that on cask. Yeah, we've done that one on cask.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sells all right, actually, by all accounts. What's Paul's getting into stocks right now. Starting a drug habit. Okay, married to Margaret Robbie. Oh, man. Yeah, no, don't get into penny stocks is a whole other world. That is like...
I don't know much about penny. All right, well, there we go. I'm on this disco and it's a success.
You got the
really
right? Yeah.
Mate, it's really fruity. It's bordering towards ciderness.
Yes.
In some taste. Yeah. And I don't like cider, but I like this.
I don't like cranberries. I find them too tart often. But I didn't think Roy was tart. I thought Roy was quite sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not personally not my favourite because I find it I can't deal with the tartness of it.
Yeah,
I don't like. I struggle with. I'm only just learning to drink sours, so yeah, I'm not great with it. So it's not my go-to. But the lads at the brewery, I'm sure it's like Mike loves making it, loves the flavour. He just moans it's not enough once it's sour. He's just done a kettle sour actually, and
okay.
And he said it's the only thing he's had as sour, Screwface, which was beer festival.
Phil sent us a message. I don't know what it's about, but yeah, I would check it out, mate.
Yeah. Check it out afterwards. Yeah. Have you? I mean, I started off the session tonight with a sour from Atom, who are the other side of Yorkshire for you, and they're over in Hull, and it was apricot sour, which again was quite fruity and wasn't like massively mouth puckeringly sour. And that's the kind of sour I prefer. That's fruitier. And I thought Roy was fruitier rather than tart and sour.
I had a Gers and a Lambic a while ago as well. I was very proud of myself.
It's all downhill from there, John. All downhill from there.
The first one, I was like, I tried to drink it. I was like, who drinks these? Who drinks this awful? And then
I had the same. But I mean, like, did you see all that madness coming out of Northern Monk earlier with the last month with the prawn cocktail sour?
Oh yeah, I saw that. thinking, I mean, it'll sell a lot of beer. Sell a lot of beer. The idea of having prawn in a beer, not my idea of fun.
Phil, I can't check the messages right now of fear of Instagram breaking while we've got the live feed. So
yeah, check the phone.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
But we're at the hour and a half quota, and look, mate, John, I don't want to keep you. It's been absolutely fabulous.
No, I do want to keep you, John, because it's been fabulous and been a lot of laugh. And if we can do another hour and a half of this brilliant content, we've got 7 people watching still. But I understand you're a family man and you've got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah,
it's entirely your call if you want to.
What's that? Somebody's just put something. What's that?
Phil sharing cock pictures.
Oh, not again. Phil, you dirty old man. No, it won't be. Phil's a legend. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been good fun. I'm sorry that I'm not drinking beer with you, but I just feel ropey.
Well, like I said yesterday, you said he was feeling a bit like under the weather, and I said, well, I hope you're okay tonight, and you kind of are, but obviously not 100%. So, and you've still been spot on. So it's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much indeed. That's all we got to say,
But I hope it's the first of many encounters.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on, and yeah, like I said, we'll get you on ours. We'll get you on our YouTube at some point.
Please.
Yeah, let me pop on and say hello if you want. Yeah, to be fair, I've got a little bit of time on my hands, so any kind of Friday afternoon because you do them kind of Friday afternoon things that end up being like all evening is a quick pint. We always see the email like quick pint on a Friday, and then you're still going late at night, and then you did one on a Thursday this week just by surprise.
Yeah, I did a business round table with the guys from London, the brew broker, and then I was already set up, and I just thought let's do a little. So didn't expect anybody to come on, and it got quite busy.
You got the followers, John. You got the followers, and you've brought quite a few followers to us tonight. So we're very grateful for that as well. 7 people watching tonight. Well happy with that. Thank you very much to everybody who's come in and banged in some comments, especially Phil there. I hope you're sober in the morning, ready for breakfast.
Feels amazing. Honestly, we have such a lovely community that we've kind of got together, and I'm amazed just coming on here, seeing so many names that I recognise, and they're all like Paul's Beer Reviews. What a legend that guy is! He is helped.
Yeah, superb. Yeah.
So many times.
Yeah, so I see like the Lowell pub on a Saturday afternoon. I always pop on and say hello, and always say hello and whatever. I don't always drink on a Saturday afternoon anymore. I used to, but not these days.
See, I was doing the Lowell live with Paul a lot, but there's always something coming up now because things are coming out of lockdown, and having 3 kids, Saturday is like there's kids, there's the football, the taekwondo, the dancing, and then it's like we need to get a and then you need to let's go somewhere, and then my Saturday's gone.
Yeah.
Then we do a youth group as well on a Saturday night. So we had that at 7 o'clock for an hour. So yeah, Saturdays is mental. Well,
Rasco knows. Unfortunately enough, I don't have any little drains on my resources. I mean, wonderful children like that. So Rasco knows that Saturday afternoon thing, but
no, you're lazy enough, mate. You don't need to have reasons to expend energy. You haven't got any. I support QPR, so I've got plenty of energy, man.
Back to the football.
Yeah. I see Rasco sipping. Yes, I am.
I've lost all the comments again. I've not even got onto Bandon Car yet. I'm still on about Helix.
Yeah, it's very, very enjoyable beers. John, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks so much.
Yep.
We'll have to do it again and have fun with Ollie next week. I'll tune in. If I'm free, I will.
It's going to be pun central because he loves a good joke and a good pun, and so do I. So it might be a little bit of a pun off, if you don't mind, Ollie.
Just to let everyone know, if you want to like and subscribe, blah 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 blah. This will appear on YouTube. We will download it and upload it to YouTube, and will be viewable. Your comments won't be. That's why we do our best to read them. But sorry, we haven't kept up with it.
If Johnny's okay with that, John, if you don't mind, we'll put this up on YouTube during the week, just as additional content. I'll do all the links and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I wonder who will be the first person who says that clock, the time's wrong.
I didn't even notice that, to be fair, but somebody will notice that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, Phil's missus is a QPR fan. Hey, come on, you super. Hey. You grew up outside Loftus Road. Fair play, mate. I used to live right next to the loft. Yeah. What road did you live on? Answer that before the show ends, please.
It's funny, isn't it?
I've completely lost all the comments. I do apologise. Like, my eyesight's terrible.
You can see him, but then sometimes it's difficult, isn't it? It's not like on YouTube. It's a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the things. They're all in white, and it's like if you get the wrong background and stuff like that, and then it doesn't always scroll through. But this is one of the problems of social media.
Why I want off Instagram, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, we'll go with the numbers for now. Well, apparently, it's not about numbers, no, but it is.
Yeah, mate, we're doing good numbers. We're doing good numbers. So,
I'll be totally honest. It's totally about numbers. I need numbers because I want to sell beer. That's it. I want numbers. Tell your friends.
In that case, John, would you say we are doing the Lord's work?
Absolutely, of course.
I love a good pun.
It's been good fun. I've enjoyed this. It's been really nice. It's nice to do something in a different location, different format. Yeah, it's good.
Slightly smaller squares on screen.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, this is my little Motorola work phone, and it's done all right.
Well, like the other week when we had Time for a Brew podcast, and that was his first time on Instagram. And then this afternoon we see he's actually doing a live Instagram, so he's like developed that. So if you want, you can use it as a springboard to do your own live Instagrams, and we're happy to have helped you springboard into a new area of social media.
Absolutely, thank you.
And if not, we'll see you on YouTube.
All right, John. Yeah, no, I think that's the good place to wrap up. I don't know, unless you want to keep talking, Disco, you can. And yes, I think there's another comment about QPR. Hang on. Blackstone, Loft Road, Flats, route, blah, blah, blah. Oh, all right. Oh, okay, Phil. You're a proper Shepherd's Bushman, or your missus, or you are, or whatever. Thank you, everyone.
I'm quite happy to carry on talking about.
There's a button with 3 stars, and I wanted to press it the whole time, and I haven't.
Yeah, I'm afraid to press it because of Instagram breaking, but yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. I can make it look like it's raining.
Yes.
There's a grumpy beard face staying with us, cheers. What? It looks like you're behind a... Oh, right. No, don't press that one, John. Do not press that one. The first one was right.
I pressed my button.
I found my new. Look at that! I look like an alien.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing it, and the rest of us
are. I quite like mine.
I think we've just found an hour's worth of fun there.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. Oh, look at that.
Cheers, Raggy. Oh, that's a good one. That's all proper artwork.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's funky.
This is my favourite.
What is that? I'm saying well away from filters, by the way.
That's hilarious. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Shall I press it? Do I not?"
That's like that cat lawyer thing, wasn't it? Do you remember that cat lawyer, the bloke on the lawyer on the Zoom thing? He turned into a cat, but
Cheers,
that's
everyone.
definitely you've turned into Tony Robinson there, Rasco. That's definitely Tony Robinson.
I love it. I love it.
No, Rasco, no.
It's turned into madness now.
Hey.
I'm not touching my phone because it will literally fall apart and everything will collapse. So I'm staying in normal mode. That's all right. That's all right. That's very hard.
That's a bit artsy.
That's incredible. I didn't even know you could do that.
No, yeah,
To be honest, we've never touched that button before.
No, I've never seen this button before. I've never seen this button before.
In 41 shows, we've never touched the button.
But to be fair, that button has never existed. There are 4 new buttons on the screen, and I am
Literally don't even know what button you're talking about right now.
I do. The start button.
Oh,
I literally do.
Too much Rasco.
There's never enough Rasco. There's just too much beer. I mean, this
is
solve
going to
the
look
problem.
very mad when you upload it to YouTube, Rasco.
Yeah, it'd be like so Paul's beer reviews. I went on one of his. I did all sorts. I did like a carrot and chicken, a chicken nugget, a potato, all sorts of random stuff. It's really strange.
That is, Rasco often talks to himself. John, you found a whole new world for us here on Instagram.
Well, it wasn't intentional. I was like, what does that button do? So I had to press it. Anyway, look, I'll let you guys go and play these stories. Real life? Is this just fantasy? That's a great shout, Paul. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, John. It's all right.
Gone mucking mad.
He's in here.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely. That's it. I'm going to just stick with the David Bowie thing, a Talking Heads thing.
No, it's very don't let me get the hair out for God's sake.
Randy's like, guys,
what's going on? It's gone very surreal. It has gone very surreal, hasn't it?
Very.
It's taken a very... And you're much more sober than us two, John. So I don't know what it looks like for you, but it's pretty fucking scary here.
No, it's pretty mental, but like I don't know how he's got so many more than me.
I'll just stay normal in the corner here if you don't mind. You just do the mad shit.
Be boring. Be boring.
Oh, that's a bit. Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
1980s freaking laser beam. I need your cat now, Rasco. Just holding your cat.
No, I've got a cat as well. I've got a cat. My cat's not been present.
Where's Jojo?
He's being shy. He was biting my toe earlier because I'm laying on my sofa, and he was jumped on my feet and just started biting my toe, and I kicked him off earlier. But that is cool, John. That's cool.
John, do you remember earlier when I said it looked like your dado rail made a laser beam through your ears?
Yeah.
Have you got one of those? Have you got one of those? Have you got a laser beam? Stop a laser beam.
I'm in the Illuminati now.
I've lost the comments now. Totally lost the comments.
Is there more comments?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, the Springboks.
That is a scary thing.
Adam from Time for a Brew podcast has just popped on. I know he's been down the pub, so this is going to look proper scary for him. Cheers, Adam.
Sorry, mate.
This is all I'm funky here, mate.
Hey, Adam, John here. He's based in Yorkshire. Look it up, mate. Go look him up.
He's Huddersfield, yeah. Loads of Johns. Many Johns, many Johns, many Johns, many Johns.
He actually is a brewer, Adam. So maybe get him on your podcast. He's great company. Get him on your podcast. Hey,
There are laser beam.
John, quick question. Were you aware of the Brewery World Cup on Twitter?
No idea. I get left out of all. It's very rare. Very, very rare. Yeah. I often, yeah. Oh wow! I've got a halo. Look at that.
Man.
Hilarious. What on earth? Who uses these?
I don't know.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna do an Instagram live, and you know what I really need for my life is laser beams and my head hundreds of times. This one I'm going to call the Yorkshire filter.
Oh, right, yeah. Looking out the window. No, Adam, we're not sure what's happening here either, but it looks like loads of fun. We're just having fun with filters.
Yeah. John, I think at this point you should declare there is no LSD in your beers that we're drinking.
No. Just a genuine enjoyment of good beer and fun bands.
There you go, John. I've just got you a gig. Time for a Brew podcast once you're on their show. They're great podcasts if you want it. Look each other up. There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah. Hook me up. Send me a DM. We'll sort something out. Yeah, definitely up for that.
Definitely. They were.
Time for a Brew. Look it up.
I was listening to them this evening. They were chatting to Hops and Dots Brewery up in Northumberland.
Yeah, we covered that at the beginning of the show. We gave you a good plug, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Time for a Brew.
Yeah.
We love you, Adam. Send John a message, please. He'll be on it. I swear to God, and I'll listen to it 10 times, maybe once.
So Celine Dion singing a ballad whilst running outside.
Oh God.
My heart will go on.
What the heck is that?
I can't fucking sing for Toffee, John. I don't even know if that's the right song.
It's made me look like some drag queen. Crazy.
No, I think the lady. Yeah. On that note, John.
On that note of turning myself into a drag queen, and we'll go.
On that bombshell.
Love you all.
John, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
John,
Thanks for the beers. Until next time.
All right.
Believe it, lose control.
And believe enough, lose control. Adios, everyone.
And thanks. Rasco, are we staying on? Do you want to stay on and do more like crazy filters? What do you want to do?
Well, do you want to do this beer, the Bandon Car?
Yeah, let's do Bandon Car. I mean, John, I say we'll just carry on chatting. Like, if you want to toddle off, that's absolutely superb, sir. But we'll do one more beer review, maybe. It seems to be fun.
Yeah, go for it. I really need my bed. I don't know how to leave. What do I press?
I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea. We've never done it like that.
I can't.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Right, if this works, see you later.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Right, I'm definitely going now. Right, love you and leave you. Thanks, lads.
John,
have a good
super. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Right.
He's there. Superb. We'll probably see everybody else disappear now because John is definitely the more interesting one of the three of us, and he introduced us to fucking laser beams. So I can also see the comments a little bit more now in the screen. Do you want to do another one, Rasco? Should we do the Bandon Car?
Yes, let's do the Bandon Car. That'll be my 5th beer each.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. It's only Sunday tomorrow. I tell you, we've not seen tonight. We've not seen Brandon tonight. And this is not Brandon.
No.
Brandon was in.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not the Brandon Car. It has no R in it. It is the Bandon Car. And I didn't get a chance to chat to John about what the reason for it is, but it's something. There's a great story on the side of it about cars in Ireland. They call it the Bandon Car. Cranberry Beer says Bandon Car is superb. I have actually had the Bandon Car before. I got it in the last box, and I did order an extra couple with this box because I actually enjoyed it so much. Let me see. I'll finish this one off and put it in this glass. What do you think, Vasco?
I'm still washing my glass out. That's what I think.
My apologies, sorry.
I can tell you what, these beers have been a pleasant surprise. Because I was looking at them and, you know, they're not my necessarily go-tos in terms of what I want from beer, but they've been fine. I mean, the West Coast Pale Ale, the Mountain Heller, very, very enjoyable. I could see positive things from it. It's going to be my bath beer. We started on the American Pale Ale. I'm really surprised I liked that as much as I did. I didn't think it would be bad, but I'm surprised I like it as much as I did.
I thought I'd like the Bandon Car because it's an American Pale Ale that I probably prefer. I'm mostly surprised by the Mount Helix that I enjoyed it so much because it wasn't mega hoppy. There was that kind of hoppy business to it, but it was kind of jammy, kind of orangey, like Pale Ale vibe. Really enjoyed that. The Super Pale Ale, the Silver Spur, I did enjoy it initially, and then it got much hoppier as it went along. That didn't mean I didn't enjoy it, and I don't think it's a bad beer. It's just not quite so much my thing. So if you get 2 out of 3 good beers, I think that's absolutely brilliant. Genuinely enjoyed chats with John. He's such an interesting guy. He's got so much conversation, so much story.
Okay.
A lot of fun to have a drink with, and that's what we're all about on Masco and Disco, just like people joining in. Having fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, I got it mixed up. It is the Super Spur, which would be my new bath beer. I am going to go to Art and Craft in Croydon and hook John up. So I can get more. This came up with a big tanned head. It's dissipated very quickly. Not much carbonation. It looks pretty thick. Slight ruby tones around the edges. You get a kind of a coffee metallic aroma. I'm going to swirl around and get a bit more.
I wouldn't say metallic. I'd definitely say coffee. But I really like this one. That's why I got the extra couple of beers in. Definitely a big coffee water taste to it. Really enjoyed this.
Oh my god!
That would go well at yours.
I'm really happy with this. This is a very sessionable porter. I know you don't like the term. We did a debate on that some time ago. If you look at our archive, plug. I'm going to change it.
I'm getting used to this session thing now.
You what?
I'm getting used to this word session.
I'm so glad you said that on recording. Cheers, guys. Time for a brew sentence message.
Phil, it's the Bandon Car we've got on now. I always like to finish on something dark, so I've worked up tonight, and I've done well to work up on 3 fairly pale ales, to be fair. I'm normally on the darks well before this. But fantastic set of beers coming out of Yorkshire. I always do Yorkshire beers on a Saturday night because I listen to a band the bar steward sons of Aldoonicum from Barnsley, Rock City. So I always have a couple of Yorkshire beers on a Saturday night. And tonight it's great. We've been able to carry on that Yorkshire beer tradition.
I really have got to hand it, John. These are really great beers. Within certain people don't necessarily like Lord Brewing Co. They think a bit more social media presence than quality. I'll defend Lord Brewing Co. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, there's nothing to defend, Roscoe. It's about shouting about good beer, to be fair, and just a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun beers. They're good tasting beers.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, not everything has to be life changing. Everything.
It could have been fun if I'd gone for the Sunset Cocoa. I don't know if Paul's beer reviews are still on. He had some interesting things to say about Sunset Cocoa, and so did I. And John was fine about it. He was like, "Well, if that's what you think, that's fine." For me, it tasted like Love Hearts, and I don't like Love Hearts. But I've still got one in the can, so I'll try that the next time. But Bandon Car is a really good standard port, really good porter. It's got that coffee flavour and a bit of chocolate.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think Lord Brewing Co. are taking session beers to the next level. I'm going to come out and say that because session beers, some breweries just do them for the sake of getting some money in. I think Lord Brewing Co. are making session beers something really special. You can crucify me on that, but I'm going to come out and say that. Like, these are all really sessionable beers. Even the 6%ers, be warned. But here I've got a 4.8%.
Not so sure about Silver Spur, and I'll always be honest. Like, even like and I said that to John himself. Like, it's not something I could session. It's something I could start with, and I'm not even sure I could session the Helix. I could have one or two of the Helix because it's quite that jammy, fruity kind of slightly hoppy stuff. But I don't think I could session it. I don't think I'd want to session it. But it's something I would have as a part of a session. And I could have like one or two of them, move on to something else. But if I'm at Lord's Beers Tap Room, I could have a session, one or two of each of the beers. Like I say, moving up to the Bandon Car, be a great finish.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, but not everyone's got the same taste as you. I definitely do not.
True.
But True. I would say the Roy is the least sessionable of all. But they are really all session beers. Really good, tasty session beers. And
really?
that's great. I'm impressed.
I tell you what will be interesting because we haven't done I haven't done the Roy tonight because I had it before. I wouldn't say that was sessionable. See if you try the Malamute later, which is a session IPA.
Yeah, even
I didn't do that one tonight because I've had it before, so you didn't. But whether you'd say the same about that, I don't know. I quite like the Malamute. I think I preferred Malamute to Roy, if I'm honest.
Okay.
But that's another one for me. And also, like, which one of those three could you just have as a quiet pint during the week? I mean, we're on a Saturday night, bit of a session.
Right. If I'm honest, well, I'm not. This is number 5 for me. You got to realise.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I could have the American Pale Ale. I could have Silver Spur. I could have Mount Helix, and I could have Bandon Car.
See, that's the key. If you could just have one or two of those during the week, it's not a session beer, but it's a nice light. It is a good tasting beer.
Yeah, it depends on your mood. I mean, sometimes you just want that 9%er, that 9%er, and sometimes you just want something it's not. And Look, I'm going to come out and say I think Lord Brewing Co. have mastered the session beer. And that's...
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. I'll say that they have mastered the session beer.
I've lost a few comments there coming through.
Yeah, there's been a few, and I apologise to everyone. I'm sorry, we can't do it all. And we're a bit tipsy now.
Phil says he doesn't do session beers from Lords apart from Drunken Tailor. Now, Drunken Tailor we haven't had because it wasn't in the pack, and I didn't put. Drunken Tailor is a Pilsner, I believe, if I remember rightly. Okay. So we didn't put Drunken Tailor on in addition. I'm not sure it was available at the moment. I just put we had a fresh pack. We had one of each, and I put additional Bandon Cars on because I had it before and I really liked it.
Yes.
We got one of each. Fun sector. That's from the pack I got last time. I got 12 beers, which I thought was a good deal. 12 beers, 30 quid. Was a good deal. I've got to get close to the camera now to see the comments going through. And thank you, by the way, everybody who's still in there checking out the comments. Most are 5% and above. Yeah, that's true. They are. They are. Sunset Cacao is 4.3. Bandon Car is less than that, isn't it? Bandon Car is 4.8, which does make it a good session porter, to be fair. I don't know, different people have different views on what is a session beer. For me, a session is 4 beers plus. Session beers, I don't always notice the percentage. Like, I could session 6-7% beers. I used to be able to. So, like, Bandon Car is 4.8. That is a good session rate beer for me. But even this, I wouldn't necessarily want 3 or 4 beers of this. Because I like trying different beers. I like sessioning different beers. So I always, like I say, I always start light, go medium, go darker. So I'll always end up on a porter and a stout. But yeah, I could have 2 or 3 of these easily. Yeah, absolutely, Connie. That's what I was just saying.
Hello,
for me, it's
I'm back.
Plus of, I went 4, but yeah, 3. ABV is somewhat irrelevant. Yeah, I mean, there's some I tell this story like when I was in Holland 4 years ago. We sat at this bar in Enschede. We were there for like 4 or 5 hours on a good session. You know, there's half a dozen of us. And at the end of the evening, we realised we hadn't drunk anything that was less than 7.7% ABV. So ABV is irrelevant to me. I don't even look at that. I just, as long as I enjoy it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Phil, we have to meet up.
Session, but where are you based, Phil? By the way, once we get out and about the country again. We could have a good few beers, I reckon.
Hello, I'm back. By the way, my name is this.
Yeah, I see that. There's just the one of you back now.
I know. Mate, I'm really enjoying this. It's good, nice,
absolutely.
malty.
It's the coffee. It's the coffee in this that gets me. It's really.
Yeah.
It's not like a distinct coffee, but it's just a hint of it. There's the roastiness of the malts as well, and it's just a really good. That's why I got an extra couple of cans on the order.
Mate, I might be ordering just more of this because it is so delightful. Rob. Hobson, Rob, you're late to the party, mate. Yeah.
Very late to the party. So well, we did say earlier it was kind of after hours, late night drinking, but thanks for popping in. Well, good to see you, sir.
This is the first time you've ever popped in. I would invite you onto the show next week, but we've got pint size. What are you doing in 2 weeks' time? Let us know.
This is what happens when you get drunk and just invite people on the show. It's the sweet black coffee, no harsh espresso notes. Yeah, no, that's right. It's definitely a smooth coffee kind of flavour. I love porters and stouts, especially coffee.
Hey, Hobson, I'm going with a statement, and I want your wisdom on this. Maybe when you come on the show, you can give us a bit more wisdom. I think Lord Bruco had mastered the session beer. You can quote me on this. I think they honestly have. I'm prepared to stand up and say it. Your thoughts on it, mate, because your beer knowledge is supreme. Let us know. Thank you. But yeah, mate, I'm tempted to give this a Beer of the Year nomination. Yeah, think about that. Might order a few more.
I think your comment about session beers, I don't think I'll give it a Beer of the Year nomination because it's more of a session beer, something I could just drink. I would order more. I definitely order more when I get a chance. But Bandon Car, not bacon. Oh yeah, no bacon. There's a little bit of smokiness to it. There's a comment I missed before about the bacon. Yeah. So you on the Philly? You on the Bandon Car as well now? I've lost all the comments. Oh,
they've got.
I should get a proper fucking stand for my phone. Sorry, everybody. But if you was here for the funkiness and the laser beams earlier, that's literally nothing.
Right. This show is going to last to the end of this glass, which is about 5 minutes. We've gone over what I plan to do, and I don't like the shows to go on and on and on and on and on.
We're on 2 hours. We're on 2 hours, Roscoe. But thanks to all the people who are still looking and commenting, especially Phil. Thank you very much, sir. This is what I said to John earlier. It's like a late night, after hours, lock-in style show. What you're drinking? Let's get pissed together. Fuck it, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. You know, there's some stuff we're going to be posting on social media. I've got a post I want to plug a bit, which I'm going to be on about Tesco beer, supermarket beer, and largely the Cloudwater thing. I know it's largely been done, but have my final thoughts and feeling on it. And, you know, what is geekism? So watch out for that. That's what I'm going to be posting in a couple of weeks. It's an attempt to bloggerlize and intellectualize, or not.
Did you just invent a word, bloggerlize?
I hope I did. I hope we can patent it and make some money.
The word bloggerlize is a fucking superb word. Well invented.
Hang on. Phil was saying, Lords haven't mastered the session beer. For me, vocation, just saying, but it's all about personal taste and absolutely. I would agree with you. And vocation haven't done anything bad. Vocation. I only recalled one. That was at you know the one, Disco. You loved that one.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that's the only one I can recall having. But you know, more than one brewery can, you know, master something. For me, Lords have mastered sessions.
It's something. Yeah, it is what you're saying. It's something that you could session quite easily. Yeah. I disagree. Because I don't. There's very little that I would session. It's like Crumbly says, more than 3 plus. I say 4. There's very little I would want 4 continuous beers of. But because I always want to try different stuff, so I'll always try. I'll always move up. I'll start on a pale, move up to like a best bitter or something a bit darker, and then get onto a porter and a stout. But for 4 beers, it's been a really good session. It's been a really good session, to be honest. I've really enjoyed all of the beers we've had tonight. Less so the Silver Spur, I think. Definitely Mount Helix. I enjoyed more than I thought I would. Always enjoyed Bandon Car. So I've never had breakfast for a vacation. I'm not even sure if it's out still at the moment. I've got one still in the cupboard. I've got one still in the cupboard, I think. It's one I'll just use just to have a little... That's a stout I can almost start on Breakfast Club, because some stouts I want to finish on, but some stouts I can actually start on and then go on to a paler beer. Yeah, best stout ever, Barney's Marshmallow Stout in Lidl. I wouldn't say the best, but it was a very, very good stout. Very easy drinking, great sweetness, great chocolate kind of flavour. I don't go to Lidl very often, but that was actually a really good beer, to be fair.
I've got a Lidl right near me. I haven't purchased one beer from there. None of it is
worth checking out. Lidl is sort of the beers that is, for the price, you do get some quite good beers. Hello, Kitty.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing about supermarket beer. I'll tell you a story. I contemplated for some time, because I had to work a bit late tonight, this week, and I thought, fuck it, I want some Jaipur for this. And I went to my local Tesco, but for some reason, I guess lockdown, way the world is, my local Tesco is closed at 8 o'clock, and I got there at 8:05. So I had to go with smoked porter. But this is going to be part of my whole bloggerism. And you know, this is the third week in a row I've gone to Tesco's. You know, I hadn't stepped foot in a Tesco's for beer in a very long time. So what has Cloudwater done? That's going to be in the blog.
It's not something we want to massively promote, because we are much more about independent breweries and smaller breweries, but we're aware it's a thing. Yeah. So, and you don't need to promote Tesco's, because people know Tesco's anyway, and also people know Lidl. People are going to go Lidl.
Yeah.
You know,
look.
Lidl had a couple, but
we don't have any rules here. We just, you know, we do what we do. We promote the smaller independent guys, because and there is a tendency that they are better, but that's challengeable, and you can challenge that if you wish. But you know what? At the same time, my spending pattern has changed in the past 3 weeks, and that's all I want to say in this bloggerism.
Bloggerism.
Anyway, for me, talk about buy direct. Yeah, buy direct. But whatever makes you happy. I don't know.
Yeah, we win. So.
Yeah, I'm too pissed.
We've done over 2 hours now, so we've done a really good chat. Phil, you've been brilliant in the comments. Thank you very much. It's been a really fun night. John was brilliant in the chat. Really, really good fun. Really nice guy. I think we should finish off there, Rasco.
Yes, I think we should. I'm pissed.
Yeah, and also I fucking love the laser beams. The laser beams were insane. Like if anybody's, it's like Adam popped in and went, "Oh, there's laser beams. What the fuck is going on?" That's brilliant. So it's been a really good Saturday night. It's always good. That's why we do this kind of late night Saturday night session.
Yeah.
At this time of time. So we'll be here again next week, I reckon.
Yeah. All right,
Superb.
mate. Believe in
really
us, lose control. Blah blah blah.
Thanks to everybody, and thanks to everybody who may be watching again afterwards, because we'll put this up. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, because Raska's going to put this up on YouTube next week, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Crumbly Beard. Go and follow Crumbly Beard as well. He has some great reviews on YouTube. Thanks a lot. Phil, thanks so much for your comments. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next week, Rasco.
You will.
And hopefully, I believe, who are we getting on next week? He said yes.
He did. Hopefully, pint size.
Pint size beers. That'll be superb.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for the loves and the likes. Believe enough
To lose control.
Lose control.
Adios, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye.